Yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, back at it. Another post. Nah, this ain't no post fight. I'm bugging. Just another boxing video for the day. What's happening, man? Give thanks for another work week. It's a Monday morning. Do this video right quick before I do what I gotta do. Handle my BI for the day. You know what I mean? Yes, indeed, man. B Marsh, man. Look, I went back to look at that that Keith Thurman versus Josecito Lopez fight, man. And man, Keith Thurman. You see, I'm glad I was never really high on this guy. Like people were, giving him all kind of praise and accolades from going back as far as 2012. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. My internet's bugging, man. But yeah, man. Since I've seen this guy on my TV screen, I believe it goes back to like 2013 or 2012 when he was fighting guys like uh, Jan Zavik and Carlos Quintana, them type of guys. You know what I mean? He was a good fighter. It was good to see a young fighter coming up in the welterweight division, a guy knocking fellas out. You know what I'm saying? KOs for life. But then at the end of the day, who was he really beating up? You know what I mean? Who was he really fighting? You know what I'm saying? Till this day, I don't even know how the fuck he got that WBA belt. I know he was an interim WBA champion for a while Floyd was the real champ. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I did like about Keith Thurman, that he was calling out guys like Floyd and Pacquiao. Looked like he was about that life, you know what I'm saying? And you know, as any young boxer coming up, you know what I'm saying, like besides here on the internet, people in real life, you know what I'm saying, that I do know who watch boxing. And if they don't know about certain guys who are on the come up, I tell them about them, you know what I'm saying? I'm responsible for telling a lot of people about guys like Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? Been watching it from the amateurs, or guys like Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying? Rigondeaux, you know what I mean? I put a lot of people onto these guys before they were even really on the come up like that, you know what I'm saying? I told fellas, watch out for these guys, you know what I mean? But Keith Thurman, I never saw the pound for pound qualities in him, you know what I'm saying? Level of opposition for a long time was kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? Up until he fought the Ghost Guerrero, I think that was like really his first step up fight. And I think that's when the KO ceased. They stopped coming, you know what I mean? You check it now. Keith, Keith Thurman, what I questioned about him was every single fight I was watching from this guy, he was getting hurt by his opponent, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like straight up whitewashing opponents or maybe visibly taking a round off, you know what I'm saying, after, clearly whitewashing an opponent, just taking a round off without taking any serious damage. I've seen him vulnerable in many a times, you know what I mean? From guys like Diego Chavez, the Argentine guy who got disqualified versus Brandon Rios, or the Chavez who got a dubious draw versus Tim Bradley. I even see Soto Carras, man, rocking with an overhand right, you know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was hurt bad. You know what I mean? Leonard Bundle hurt the guy early. That's why Keith Thurman started getting on his, being on basically his lateral movement, you know what I'm saying? Stick and move. You know what I mean? In and out shit, you know? And I'm not mad at no in and out shit, stick and move. It's boxing. I love the sweet science. But don't act like you're gonna be a motherfucking brawler. You don't act like you're gonna be Carlos Zarate out here, or Wilfredo Benitez. I'm sorry, Wilfredo Gomez, knocking out everybody, even in your step up fights, because that's exactly what Keith Thurman hasn't done. You know what I'm saying? And who was the other guy that hurt him? Louis Collazo, man, damn near folded him, doubled him up with that body shot. You know what I mean? Perfect left hook right to the liver. You know what I mean? That's why, you gotta look at Keith Thurman's resume, man. You gotta show me which punches he fought. Please show me which punches he has fought. Keith Thurman career has been, man, Keith Thurman, man, his career, if you really look at his resume, the guys he fought, man, he ain't fought no punches, man. And just when I watched that fight the other night, with Josecito Lopez, that's when it dawned on me. This motherfucker ain't fought no punches, dogs. Because if that was a motherfucker who had some pop, who had some who could crack, he would have knocked this guy Keith Thurman out. I mean, Keith Thurman took flush right hands, lead right hands from Josecito Lopez, long reach, bang. You know what I'm saying? Snapping the man's head back. You know what I mean? Man had the rubbery neck out there. You know what I'm saying? If it was a guy who could crack, like i.e. a guy like Maidana or a guy like Pacquiao, let's talk about guys now, Errol Spence. Man, Keith Thurman would have been laid the fuck out, man. He would have been stretched out. You know what I mean? He would have been stretched out. And that's why I never, ever, ever, have I had this guy on my pound for pound list, man. That's what I wasn't gonna do. First and foremost, like I said, I don't know who the fuck he won his WBA belt, but I really think he probably got elevated when he fought the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? The Ghost Guerrero, mind you, was a guy who came up from featherweight, ladies and gents, boxing heads and fight fans around the world. Man started from 126 featherweight, went all the way up to 147. You know what I mean? Beautiful boxer, 126, 130, 135. Robert the Ghost Guerrero was when he started, and he jumped 140. He skipped 140, went to 147, and his style changed. He became more of a slugger and a brawler rather than the beautiful southpaw master boxer that he was. Mexican American master boxer he was. You know what I mean? And this guy definitely put a hematoma and was putting the pressure on Keith Thurman in the championship rounds when they fight with the Ghost. And the man, the Ghost was having success. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman was on the ropes. He was clinching. He was trying to do any and everything he can to get the fuck up out the fight. Man, look at that fight with Danny Garcia, the 12th round. That's pound for pound status. That's pound for pound shit. Running around the ring and not trying to engage, trying to keep it safe. They should have done him like they did Trinidad versus De La Hoya. All that bullshit running. They actually took. I thought De La Hoya won that fight, but his excessive running in the championship rounds didn't give him no favors against the judges. And actually, that's how the judges should have looked at Keith Thurman. Even in this 12th round versus Josecito Lopez. You know what I'm saying? The man Keith Thurman was looking like you know. I see Real Boxing UK in the chat. He said Sean a puncher. Sean, who does Sean Porter knock out? Real Talk Boxing UK. Who does he knock out? And Danny Garcia. You said Danny Garcia's a knockout artist? Oh yeah, really? Who has he knocked out at 147? Besides Brandon Rios, another guy who was a career lightweight guy from 135. Also, you got to also look at it. You look, Danny Garcia's a guy who came up in weight. And these are the guys Keith Thurman likes to fight, you know what I'm saying? Collazo was a 147, genuine 147 guy, former champion at 147. But Keith Thurman stays away from punches, man. UK, Real Talk Boxing UK, you're going to have to show me which knockout artist this guy Sean Porter, I'm sorry, Keith Thurman fights. I'll wait. So, the man Keith Thurman was never on my pound for pound list, you know what I'm saying? I just never seen the qualities of a guy who should be, elevated on a pound for pound list, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't see it. First and foremost, he didn't beat nobody for his WBA belt. When he did achieve a WBC belt, it was against Danny Garcia, you know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia. Look, Danny Garcia had a 147 belt because he beat Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, I'm a fan. I always like him from beginning till the end. I'm always going to like the Ghost Guerrero, you know what I mean? That's one of Al Heyman's favorite guys, too. If you don't believe me, ask me why, and I'll tell you. Um, But at the time Danny fought the Ghost Guerrero did not deserve to be in that fight. That was for a vacant WBC belt, man. The Mexican organization WBC, they just threw the Ghost Guerrero a bone, which, in my opinion, he didn't deserve. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Danny Garcia got that belt. And it was a close fight. I had it 7 rounds to 5. But that's who Keith Thurman beat, Danny Garcia, for that WBC belt. It's a good win. I thought Danny lost the fight 7 rounds to 5. He ain't get dominated, you know what I'm saying? He ain't get dominated by Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is he's a guy with a lot of flaws right now, and he's about to get exposed, man. Sure enough, man. It's only a matter of time, man. He's on borrowed time, you know what I mean? He faces the top welterweights in the world. He's going to get beat up. I said it before, I'll say it again. The Manny Pacquiao that beat Broner will beat that Keith Thurman who I just seen fight Josecito Lopez. Matter of fact, the man, Keith Thurman, says he would fight the man, Manny Pacquiao, in the Philippines. Do I see that fight happening in the Philippines? As of right now, no, not really, unless I get an inclination that, Manny Pacquiao would like a homecoming fight in his home country, which I haven't seen Manny Pacquiao fight in the Philippines since 2000s. You know what I mean? It's been a long time. You check, it's been a very long time. You know what I mean? And the money is in Las Vegas. You check it, so it is what it is, man. But Keith Thurman, man, you know, fellas, man, there was even channels over here. I'm not even gonna mention fellas' names. You check it. But these guys was riding Keith Thurman Bozak for the longest, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. Talking about the man going to knock out Floyd Mayweather and this, that, and the third. That man ain't knocking out nothing. He couldn't even knock out Leonard Bundle. He couldn't even knock out Josecito Lopez. You know what I'm saying? Josecito Lopez was a guy who was at 140. Another guy who Keith Thurman is bringing up in weight. You know what I'm saying? And hey, Josecito Lopez is an experienced operator. You know what I'm saying? Broke the man Victor Ortiz jaw at 140. He's a man who been in the ring with guys like the Cannoli. You know what I'm saying? That was a bullshit fight at 155. Cannoli bringing a 140 pound up to junior middleweight. But, you know, that's how these fighters these days try to pad their records. And Keith Thurman's record is a little padded. And that's why, you know, he was calling out guys like Malignaggi, don't duck me, son. You know what I'm saying? Calling his bluff, trying to fight Paulie Malignaggi when he had the WBA 147-pound title. The man Bud Crawford comes to the division, and he ain't talking that don't duck me, son. Like he want to fight Bud Crawford. No, he ain't trying to do that. He keeps talking about the man beat a bum in Jeff Horn. If he beat a bum in Jeff Horn, then go take that WBO belt from him because he's fought a bum. Obviously, if he fought a bum, Keith Thurman doesn't think he fights bums or he's a bum himself, then he should go ahead and call Terrence Crawford's bluff. You know what I mean? He had mad energy to call out Paulie Malignaggi. Got mad energy when he was in front of them reporters during the media public workout last week when he was getting ready for this fight with Osasito. But when Errol Spencer's around, the man's probably like, yeah, man, Spence probably could beat me, you know? But it doesn't matter who you guys think is the first or the second or the third best in the welterweight division. I'll be the third best. I don't talking all kind of stupid shit. Everything except trying to get in the ring and unify titles. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter, who even Deshaun Porter will beat Danny Garcia, man. I don't think he can beat that Keith Thurman. He'll probably get a draw same way. You know what I mean? That's what I had actually on my card the first time versus Sean Porter. You know what I mean? That's another guy I don't believe in. Real Boxer Talk says, "Nah, I got you, B-Mark. Just wanted to hear your take on it." Oh, okay. No doubt, man. Yeah, I don't consider Sean Porter a puncher, man. Sean Porter don't knock nobody out, man. He uses his head. He's a headbutt machine, you know what I mean? He be fighting dirty. Look what he did to Berto. I don't know why the fuck Berto ain't punch him in the nuts or kick him in the shin or do something. The man capitulated and tried to get out the fight, and that's exactly what happened. So, Keith Thurman, for everybody out there who thought this guy's a pound for pound star or in the top 10 pound for pound, joke's on you, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys are just people who, you guys put guys on the pound for pound test pound for pound list because of the eye test rather than accomplishments and degree of difficulty fights and beating all different kind of styles and, being comprehensively, capable of, you know, beating all kind of different styles. That's what pound for pound style means to me. You know what I mean? You check it. That's why I got guys like Rung beside my pound for pound list. He beat a come forward slugging type of boxer, power puncher, and chocolatito. And then he beat a well school operator, sweet science boxing technician in Juan Francisco Estrada. What else you want? You know what I mean? That's define the odds. You check it. That's beating all different kind of styles. Something that Keith Thurman has yet to do. You know what I mean? So yo, B Marsh Boxing, about to leave it right there. I had to just giggle and laugh at all everybody who had Keith Thurman on their pound for pound list. Jokes on you, man. You know what I'm saying? Right as of right now, I don't even got Errol Spence in my pound for pound list no more. For what? Man, he beat Kell Brook a long time ago, like in the spring of 2016. What is it? 2016 or 2017?